right. So not only are we unscripted, we are live, we are unfiltered, and there are background noises in my house because there's a guy working.
Making
We're real. Real estate. Real squared.
Keeping it realtor.
Realtors. I'm
Sotheby's Cup.
just noticed that.
How many J.Philip cups do you own?
A lot.
Right.
In my shelves alone, I probably have 10.
All I want to know is why my husband always has a Christina Gamero cup and a Christina Gamero pen. Where did they come from, Christina? I don't know.
I'm sure they did.
Start tracking their moves. Like, what the?
We got to get one of those little tile things, one of those little GPS tile things, and put it on, the mug or whatever, and just see how it travels, see how it ends up.
Yeah.
Back with him or always back on his desk.
They're both pretty worn, so it's been going on a while, whatever's going on.
It's what we men do. We just wear things out. It's what we do.
My ex-husband, when he wasn't my ex-husband, he was my client before we even really started dating, cheated on me as a realtor because, and actually rest in peace, Victoria Galage from Crown Victoria's Secret had a very sexy voice, and so he went to go see property with her. He's like, I just had to see what she looked like. I'm like, okay. So good morning, Gwen.
So you want to hear a really cool Gwen story?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm an Inman, and I get a message from Joe Rand. I need you to be on a panel. All right, because somebody dropped out. And I'd been on the stage before, but I don't know what a SWAT is or what panel had to be done. Gwen sits down with me at lunch in the Sheraton with the big atrium there, and she's like, all right, this is what you're going to do. And we have this awesome 30-minute powwow. And I go into Joe Rand's session, programmed, like Terminator programmed. And that was when I said that brokers had a fetish for dead wood. And people were sending me pictures of dead wood for quite some time after that outburst.
Well,
but yeah,
Gwen
always has your back.
Gwen makes me smile.
Yes.
Gwen, Susan, and I are going to go to Gwen's cabin in the woods. That's what we're going
to do. Where you will have an awesome time.
Yes.
And you know what? Susan is in my thoughts because her dog died.
I know.
We love you and Susan, and we're sorry about your dog. And it took me long enough. Susan probably has the mug that I should have been drinking out of. It took me long enough to get Susan a mug, and we got to get Gwen a mug. All right, so we're talking about real estate this morning. All right, we're talking about housing indoors.
Yes. Let's see. Let's go over to our fancy schmancy. There we go. Consider selling your home, but still onshore. As you know, inventory is a continued issue. Been going on a long time pre-pandemic, and obviously exacerbated.
So why would someone be on the fence about selling their house other than maybe they think it's too early in the season, or they don't know where they're going to go? Is that too fair?
Well, and then you have a surge of COVID-19 cases.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a pandemic issue also, right?
Everyone I know is sick.
Right. Okay. So you want to make sure that whatever professional you are working with, if you're not in our market, where I would have an idea, but you want to make sure that whatever professional you're working with knows how to handle things safely.
And by the way, in any market, we can help you find the right professional.
This is true. If you talk to us, we probably know a guy. We know a guy. So we have the latest technology and sanitation. I think you mean sanitary, but Okay. We have garbage
Listen,
men.
I just said exacerbated wrong, and you just said, "Oh,
Did
you
you
just let me do it."
Did
So
you were exacerbating? Okay, so you exacerbated the sanitation. So we have we just lost 3 people, just dropped off. Sanitation? All right. So we'll be sanitary. We will sterilize your house. No, we won't. We will boil your house in alcohol. Anybody that comes into your house will be boiled in 90% ethanol before they're allowed to come in, or not. Okay. So masks, booties, not 57 people, just the principals, pre-approvals ahead
encouraging
of time.
encouraging
So
sellers to already open everything that's possible, so less touching of high touch areas like
turn your
doorknobs,
lights on.
cabinets, and light switches. Yep.
By the way, this is a pre-pandemic pet peeve of mine. Turn your lights on. Turn your lights on. It's really hard, especially in some of these older homes where it's not intuitive as to where the light switch is. I don't want to be fumbling around in the dark in your house trying to find where the light switch is. Pay Con Ed an extra 17 cents, okay, so that I don't have to trip over your crystal
For
vase.
some people, that is very painful. Okay, I know some people who
I know there's a lot of OCD and to leave that lights on in your house. Meanwhile, I drive up to my house
and
and my
every
kids
life,
have it
every
lit
life.
up like the Griswolds all night. We follow CDC guidelines because the CDC knows exactly what the score is on a microbial level in this country. We follow the CDC guidelines. I'm being facetious.
Yes.
We have to follow the guidelines, right? So we wear masks. We wash our hands. We make sure that we don't have too many people there. We make sure that the people are there qualified to be there. There's a lot that can be done. Housing is essential. We have to follow the guidelines, and probably worth bringing up, and you're probably going to get into this. There you are, that anybody that comes has already seen the house digitally, quite granularly, right? So they know that the master's on the second floor or the first floor or whatever. They know that there's a big breakfast nook. In other words, they know what they're walking into, and they're not going to be there for 3 minutes and leave because it's not what they expected.
No tire kickers.
No tire kickers because
nosy
they've
people.
already virtually walked through already. We've already had virtual open house, 3D imaging, all of that. No surprises. So we weed out the people that would not stay longer than 2 minutes already because they've already seen the place digitally. That is an important thing.
Which is important that you understand as well. And hopefully your broker or agent does a good job of setting the expectation, but knowing how many actual buyers there are in your price point, so you have an expectation. So let's say your price point is 700,000, and in your market in the previous 3 months or 6 months there was 4 actual buyers. You're only expecting 4 buyers, maybe 6 max to come through. So, understanding that you're not going to have 25 people. Things have changed. People are doing things remotely and ruling out properties before they even come out.
It's just fine. We want quality, not quantity. That's what we want.
Yep. Someone hugged us. So
I know, we got hugged.
Oh, it's Howard Fritz. I like the hugs. All right, what else we got? So virtual open houses and 3D tours. Virtual open houses pretty new, but we've been doing 3D tours for like 7 years.
This is true. Matterport. 2014.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Long time.
I remember I bought our first only Matterport camera, which is no longer supported by Matterport. That's how old it is, from Brian Copeland, who sent it here.
Now, one of the problems with the 3D tour or Matterport camera is it picks up everything. It could never, the way my house stands right at this very moment, or even right after my cleaning lady leaves, just to be honest, I couldn't do a 3D tour or Matter. I'd have to do some serious decluttering. But Mr. and Mrs. Seller or Ms. Whoever seller, it saves you a lot of work. You'll be doing a lot less of that. Oh my God, I got to straighten up. I got to do this and I do that, because you will have less showings because people will have already discerned whether your property is for them or not. So definitely cooperate and get the house clutter free so that you can have a 3D tour.
Right. So your house is not for sale,
Mm-mm.
right? If your house is for sale, yeah, you're going to have to declutter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So a great quote about that. The life you want is on the other side of the stuff you don't want to do. So
Yep.
clean your house. We'll be able to do a good Matterport or Rico tours. We use Rico. There's all kinds of different technologies out there. And that way, we're not saying it's the only way people will walk through the house. They're going to have to go through in person. But you know what? Having 12 people walk through the house 3 times is not the kind of way you want to run things in a pandemic, when you have the ability to have 2 people walk through the house maybe once or twice before their inspection. So minimizing the number of bodies through the house is a thing. But it's not just the pandemic that has sellers reticent to put their house on the market, right? I mean, it's not just the pandemic. Yes,
No.
video conferencing, we're doing it now. Here's one of the nice things that I wrote in the state of the company last year. We were terrified that the pandemic measures would put us out of business, right?
But
And what we woke up to was that we were actually built for this.
Yeah.
Video training, we already did. Thank you.
I've been meeting with you via video for 10 years.
Yeah, easily. We've been chatting like this. Like,
I know, because you stood up in your boxers one time by accident. That was a long
time ago. That was a long time ago, and you've stuck around, so you've forgiven me for that. So I greatly appreciate that. And I haven't had any cats walk across. No cats have walked across my screen, but that's going to change, Jen, because in another month there will be 2 cats in this house. 2 cats, 2 dogs. And you know why, Jen? Because they want to be around a rugged intellectual like me.
You're going to regret ever telling them. I'm glad you said it. I was waiting for the perfect moment.
But what will I buy? Where are you going to go? So this is a good question. All right. The reason a lot of people will not go on the market yet is because they do not know where they will land. Great. It's easy to find a buyer. Where am I going to go?
Right.
It's an understandable thing. With every offer, there are 2 things to look at. There is price, which all we talk about is price, and there's terms, and we don't discuss terms enough. But among the terms that a smart buyer will present are: we will give you adequate time to find suitable property. I hope you can hear the hammers in the background.
We can. It's not that bad.
Okay. So adequate time to find suitable property is one of the most compelling terms that a buyer can offer a seller. What is out? Flexibility, big time, Carolyn. Flexibility is the key. 100%. 100%. Whoops. There we go.
We're both hitting it. Stop
it.
One engineer.
Okay, you be the engineer. Flexibility is the key. One of the buggy whip of real estate right now, right? The silent picture of real estate. The most obsolete thing a buyer agent can say is they can close in 30 days. Bullshit. We don't want you to close in 30 days unless you're going to rent back to us. We want 45 minutes, 45 days or 60 days. I have some pots and pans you can borrow. Will go well with the hammer. Yes.
That's how I used to do New Year's Eve as a kid. We used to put the pots and pans up, bang the pots and pans together. It was a lot of fun.
What is this thing? Are you seeing this? No, some other thing popped up.
I don't see any other thing. But one of the things too, in this like exact moment in time, in the Northeast, probably anywhere north, this is actually the opportunity where there are some rentals this month, headed into early next month. You can actually get a rental where you haven't been able to for the last 5 months.
Rentals are available. Yeah,
December, January, and part of February, there actually are rentals that you can.
There are 3 turns of the year where rentals become available. There's the turn of the calendar year, there's the end of school year, and there's the beginning of the school year. Those are 3 times when leases often
Yeah.
conclude.
We haven't
And
seen it too much with the other times in the past 2 years, but this winter it actually did
yeah,
slow down over the holidays. And no one wants to move in the winter. No one wants to move in the winter.
it's not a fun thing. Moving in general sucks, but yeah, adding cold and freezing, seeing my breath
The
to it.
other thing that I've done and seen often is, and I put a house on the market, and we put it on in, I think, end of September for a March closing.
Yeah,
And it's sold, and it's about
yeah,
to
of
close.
course,
It's going to close.
absolutely.
It's going to end up closing
Certainty.
before March, which worked out fine. But
Yeah, but certainty is a thing. If you could, we have worked with dozens and dozens of buyers who have had to just push a huge rock uphill to find a place. 4, 5, 6 offers, bidding wars. Just get the place on their 8th attempt. Right? If you could say to any one of those buyers, you're going to get the house you want, but you're not going to close in 90 days. You're going to close in 180. If you're willing to close in 180 days instead of 90, you're going to get the house you want, the exact house you want, where you're going to live the rest of your life. How many of them would say yes? I would say 9 out of 10 would say yes.
Because at least they have some certainty that they've found something and they could go back to their lives instead of looking at houses. I mean, I don't know anybody that actually enjoys looking at houses.
I used to. Carolyn is just doing some shout outs here. So we're going to give Carolyn shout outs.
We love Caroline.
We do. Matter of fact. Good agent. By the way, if you are moving out of town and you're moving to New Jersey, Caroline covers North Jersey, and you'll have to write the town you cover, Caroline, because we want to send you a referral. And if you're in Michigan, we're going to send you to Gwen. That's all there is to it. Period. Anywhere in Michigan, anywhere in the mitten.
How big is Michigan?
It's very big. Michigan is enormous.
Oh yeah, I've been to Michigan.
Well, the thumb is pretty big, and the mitten, and then you got the whole Upper Peninsula thing.
Oh, Caroline, I didn't realize you were that close to us.
Very close.
Inman in April, yes. Yes. Gwen, Inman in April.
Yes.
I say yes. Yes.
Yes. All right. So where will you go? What will you buy? That's a thing, but that can be remedied with time, with good terms, with the odd rental that comes up. You have to have a plan, work the plan. Caroline's an ambassador. There you go. At Inman. We know a lot of ambassadors. We know all the ambassadors, as a matter of fact, because we're very fancy. We're very fancy.
I remember the ambassador discount being a lot more than it is nowadays. I was like,
yeah, help us out with that, you guys.
Poor Laura. I'm like, Laura, this isn't very much, because I wanted to bring a couple of recruits.
Help us out.
We'll figure it out. But listen, right? we gotta wrap up because we promised to be under 20 minutes.
All right, what are we at?
We don't have a guest.
We're at 18:30. No guests. Okay, fine. So, last thing, okay. Don't wait for the flowers to come out, because no one else's flowers are out either. If you put your house on the market now with the plans that we just said, don't worry about your landscaping not being pretty yet, because hopefully you have old pictures of that from the past, your open pool, blah, blah, blah. No one else has their stuff out, but you will be enjoying less competition right now, which is good for a seller if you're looking to sell. And more than that, and we'll get into this another time, the lion charging over the hill with the end of the foreclosure moratorium in our rearview mirror now, as of Friday, there's going to be distressed property entering the market. It'll still be a seller's market, but not the cartoonish, crazy stuff we've seen in the past.
Yeah, agreed. White hot.
No, just red hot.
Just red hot. And there's a huge difference. Huge difference. So, in conclusion, if you are considering cellaring, now.
If you want celery, go to the produce store. If you're considering selling, talk to a competent professional. Us here in New York, Gwen in Michigan, Caroline in North Jersey. Okay?
Goodbye. Have a great week.